Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I am April Lauren and I am sharing my post-surgery weight loss journey right now, and still all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. I had weight loss surgery 3 months ago, and today I am going in for my 3-month checkup follow-up with my surgeon, and then I have a second appointment with the dietitian. So I'm excited to be talking with my surgery team and my dietitian, being 3 months post-op from my biliary diversion with duodenal switch. This weight loss surgery is a pretty intense one, and some of the things that can happen after this surgery are a little scary. And I started vlogging. I was going to vlog the day, and then I didn't. So we're going to have some vlog footage here at the beginning and at the end, but in the middle, we're going to talk my 3-month weight loss update. And yeah. So I just got in the car. I really enjoyed my appointments. I'm doing better than I thought I was, which makes me happy. My surgery team, which includes the dietitian, everyone is very happy with my results, as that I am trending exactly where I should be. The complications or concerns that I have, I feel like, are relatively small compared to what some people experience after having this surgery. So for those things, I'm very grateful. As far as the labs and then my concerns about the labs, surgeons' concerns about the labs, the big one is my iron. My iron's low, and the more concerning part of that is that it's half of what it was pre-surgery. So they did my blood work right before surgery, and 3 months in, it's like half the number it was. And I am testing into the low. So like my iron was flagged. Doctor's going to be doing more labs at 6 months. Normally I wouldn't be due for labs again with this surgery team until my 12-month appointment, but they're going to go ahead and do everything essentially related to my iron, which will be good to have that. And then the dietitian made recommendations that I'll talk about in a second. Dietitian also was worried about my folate level. However, that wasn't flagged on my blood work as in like a bad zone. She was just looking at what it was trending. I shared with the surgery team that I'm often dizzy, like I see stars. One time I fell, like when I was going from sitting to standing, like I kind of saw stars and like lost my balance, which was very concerning. They said that it is like definitely something I should be mindful of, but that hopefully as time goes on, that those types of things will fade and that they're not completely uncommon. So that is my hope. I also shared that I have like a burning in my upper, so like at the very upper part of my stomach, like right below where my ribs sort of come together. There's like a pretty constant burning. It's worse on an empty stomach. I had an ulcer, a duodenal ulcer, like in high school. It feels similar to that. So I shared that. He did a physical exam, and when he was pressing around, as he went like into areas that I don't have any pain, when he pressed where he was pressing, it was a lot. It was excruciating. Is doubling one of the medications that I'm on for lowering acid production in the stomach, and then at 6 months he's going to evaluate that further. So I shared that after working out, I have this like exhausted, depleting feeling. Like normally when I work out, I've always had like this surge of energy after. Like I feel like super pumped. I feel more energetic and happy. And lately I just feel completely depleted. And if I'm doing yard work, if I overdo it, it's like I just, for the rest of the day or even sometimes multiple days, I have a headache and I'm just really exhausted. He said that this can be common after a surgery like this, especially with restricting the calories. My appointment with my dietitian was great. I always enjoy speaking with her. I learn a lot. She increased my protein to 120 grams. When she first said that, like, I felt like my heart sank a little bit, but also it wasn't like I needed to tomorrow start at 120 grams. It's more like I need to start increasing the protein as it feels comfortable in my body, from where I'm at, which is like 90 to 100 to 120 grams. So over the next few weeks, I'll be increasing that protein to 120 grams a day. And she recommended that I double my iron intake and also that I shift my vitamin schedule around just a little bit. So we'll see. And then she also encouraged me to increase my folate intake. So my appointments went really good, and let's go to the weigh-in. On July 15th, I weighed in at 259 pounds. That brings me to a loss of 55.7 pounds since surgery. I'm so happy with my weight loss and happy that I am trending the way my surgery team would like for me to be, and it just makes me feel great. And then since my highest weight ever, I am down 93.8 pounds. And we're going to go ahead and do some side-by-side comparisons. Morning of surgery compared to 3 months post-op. Progress photos always seem to be where I feel the best about my progress, which I think makes sense. It's hard to see, and sometimes it's hard to feel, especially lately when I feel so weak, the changes in my body, but they're so evident. Like, my neck is so much smaller. My face is so much smaller. Like I actually have a shape, or am starting to have a shape rather, to my face. My chest is so much smaller. The way my arms hang at my sides is so different. My feet go so much closer together. My knees are touching as opposed to before. That was me standing with my legs as close as they would go. So it's pretty amazing to me how much my body changes. The differences in my ankles, in my feet, like it all just makes me grateful when I look at photos like this. Now facing towards the left, I definitely see again those changes in my chest, like my stomach and my chest is smaller. My stomach is also smaller, and they're more in a line. My stomach still protrudes slightly further, but not nearly as much as before. And my chest is so much smaller. The fat on my backside has gotten so much less. It's always makes sense to me when I look at the picture from pre-surgery. I'm like, oh, this is why your back was hurting, because I was carrying so much. It made it hard. I was standing in that picture on the left as straight as I could stand, and it's not very straight, and that's because my weight was pulling me forward. I love seeing these changes again in my feet, in just the shape of my body. It's very encouraging and motivating. So facing the right side, I have my arms up in this one. Again, on this side, it might just be that my arms are not by my side and they're up, but my stomach doesn't go past where my chest does, which is exciting. And again, you can just see the changes in my body. Like, everything is more straight up and down instead of this kind of bowed middle part. I have a chin. My shoulder doesn't go all the way up. There's space, where my neck is, I have a neck, and that feels really great. So I have lost a lot of size from my arms, which feels good. It just feels good to see the changes in my body, and few things, I think, do that for me, like seeing the progress photos. The changes in my backside, I'm so much narrower than I was. Everything was so bowed out. My arms straight by my side, and it's really obvious in the DEXA scan. Eventually, as I shared before, I will share the DEXA scan photos, but it's really humbling to see what the fat on my body has done to my bones. So the photo on the left, my arms at rest by my side, my arms are not straight. They are very bent. And it amazes me, and it definitely is humbling and sad to see the damage that weight can do to our frames And I'm sure I'll feel the effects of that. But hopefully, more importantly, I will feel the effects of being healthier and a healthier weight. I am so grateful to not have had complications beyond the minor things that I have experienced, like the possible having the ulcer, the low iron, and I'm sure there will be things that pop up along the way. But for me, I am so grateful for this because I want to get this weight completely off, and I want to keep it off for the rest of my life so that I'm able to live a healthy life and I'm able to move. And while right now I've had the complications like feeling dizzy and low energy, I'm sure I'll be able to figure those things out with my surgery team and my dietitian and feel stronger and better. And I am very grateful for that. I do not regret having this surgery. I wish I would have had the surgery sooner. However, I'm still grateful that I spent those couple years focused on eating a balanced, healthy diet and just living, working out. I wish working out to me right now felt like it did while I was sharing my essentially slow and steady weight loss journey. I wish that I could go back in time to, high school me when I really wasn't even heavy, and just have a talk and be like, look, you are going to perpetuate this horrible relationship with food if you don't take the time to figure out what a balanced, healthy diet is. Let's start here. Let's eat a healthy diet. And I don't mean diet as in going on a diet. I mean a balanced nutritional food intake, nourishment, if you will. And if I wish I could go back then, and then at every point where I have lost a substantial amount of weight, I wish I could go back to those points and just be like, okay, instead of doing this, why don't we exercise, which is not the way that I lose weight, but it does help me stay very mentally healthy and happy. And then eating healthy foods, whole foods, also perpetuates that clarity and that just overall physically feeling better. So if I could go back to any of those points where I lost a substantial amount of weight, and tell myself to do this and do that slow and steady, I think I would have avoided so much of the weight that I've gained in my life, and also a lot of the food related issues that I'm now working through. And also doing that up and down does so much damage to our bodies. I feel for me, surgery was the only option, and I'm so grateful for it. However, I don't think it was the only option always. I think because of my poor choices in the past, it was the option before me, and it's still so much work. It's not the answer, but my hope is that this tool will help me not only lose the weight, but that I'll be able to maintain the weight loss. And I'm grateful for the sensation of fullness in my stomach, and that I'm able to stop when I start getting those fullness cues. I don't remember experiencing a sensation of fullness or having my body tell me that okay, you're this percent satisfied. I know it's common. It's stop at 80% full. I had no way to gauge that before, and now my body tells me I'll sigh, or there's so many different fullness cues, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for this surgery and for all the things that I'm learning so far. I am grateful for my husband and his support, my family's, their support, my friends, and I'm so grateful for all of you and your encouragement and kindness along the way. For those of you considering surgery, I'm rooting for you. For those of you on your weight loss journey, I am rooting for you, and I know you've got this. There is no exception, or the exception is so rare that we probably aren't it. If we feed our bodies healthy, nutritional, whole foods and we move and live an active lifestyle, then our bodies will lose the weight. Like, surgery is extreme, and I am so grateful for this tool, but it isn't exactly the only way. I know I kind of just skipped over to this walk with my pups, but I started this day going to my doctor's appointments, and I have ended it by going on a walk with y'all. I had envisioned this video being a little different than it is, but thank you for watching my 3-month post-op video with me. I'm so grateful for you all. If you would hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't subscribed, I will be sharing a 6-month update video soon, and I look forward to talking with you then.